Hey guys, Valeros here. Today I'm going to be showing you a different crafting room design from the other one that I have posted on the channel. This one I will be utilizing tech dead storage in the floor of the crafting room. If you've seen some of our live streams, you've probably seen this crafting room before on our Gen 2 base. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Show you guys how to make it. It will be a little different than the one that I have on Gen 2. Some quality of life improvements, but for the most part it should be the same. If you want to do it like the one we have on Gen 2, I'll also show you how to do that. So the platform that you will need for this, or the space you'll need for this, is going to be 11 wide and 15 deep. Of course, you can modify this however you want to fit your needs. The part in the back, if you wanted to cut that off because you didn't need industrial grinders in your crafting area, you could trim those off. If you didn't want forges, they're going to go back there too. So that part can be cut off if you don't want it. On these sides here, we're going to go ahead and place our walls down. If this is going to be on the edge of your base, feel free to use 4 high walls here. Oops. And you can swap this side of the crafting area with the other side. I'm just going to show you how I have it set up on my Gen 2 base. I will be back in a minute after I finish placing all these, whatever these are called, walls. Alright guys, we are back. So as you can see here, I have this separated into 4 different areas. The area on the left, I'm going to put vaults in that area. The area on the right, I'm going to put refrigerators, industrial cookers, and industrial grills in that area. And the back, that is where I'm going to have industrial grinders, vaults, and dead storage. The vaults I will use for random items I get from the gacha, random items I get from drops, OSDs, things of that nature. Stuff that I really don't care for. Normally I just keep them in vaults, and when my vaults fill up, I'll grind everything up and get the resources from that. If you're getting like org poly and stuff, or like fabricated sniper rifles, pretty sure you can still get those from gacha crystals, at least primitive ones. That's a good source of org poly if you need it in a pinch. Just having vaults full of it helps. Also, the dead storage for wood, stone, and soap. In case you haven't seen what the soap is for, you should check the YouTube channel out and you'll see what we use soap for. Anyways, the center part here, I'm going to have our fabricators and chem bench and smithies. If you want to build it like we have on Gen 2, in this area I have cryo fridges down the center and refrigerators along the walls for extra egg storage. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to need a ladder. That is not how you spell ladder. Let's go ahead and put this on our action bar. Let's get some vaults. I do have one. Sweetness. Let's go ahead and craft a whole bunch of them. We're going to need a lot. And this is going to be harder for you to do if you're not in creative mode. You're not going to be able to do this like I am. But we're going to place the ladder down, climb on the ladder, look down a little bit, and press K. And go into K mode. And then put the vault on 8. So take your vault, put it into the wall, back up, and then you want to run left and right to make sure you can actually place your vault down all the way along your wall. I don't know why. Sometimes it messes up where you can place it in one spot but you can't place it in the other. But I don't know why it does that, but sometimes it does do that. So just double check that before you get started. And you should be able to put 3 vaults on 2 ceilings. So we should be able to fit, I think this is 12 long, so that should be 24 vaults, if I can math right. Anyways, before I embarrass myself, let's go ahead and get started placing these vaults. You want them to be slightly inside of each other. You don't want to leave any gaps if you can avoid it. But yeah, we're just going to go down through here. See, I accidentally moved back a little bit there. I will be back in a little bit after I finish placing all these vaults down. Alright, so as you can see right here, this vault is sticking over, or these 3 vaults are not taking up this full foundation. So what we're going to do here is we're going to leave, we're not going to have these stacking on top of each other because we don't want a gap there at the end of the tech wall. So we're going to move these out where they're just barely touching each other, and it should, make sure we place this right. There we go. That way we don't have a gap. Alright, I'll go ahead and finish the other side. Alright, so we got our vaults placed in on the left side. And I was wrong, and it's not 24. Math is hard. There's 18 vaults on each side. This should be plenty of storage for what you'll need. Let's go ahead and start working on the back. Excuse me while my character defecates himself. Let's go ahead and place our ladder down. Lord, brain fart. Ladder down. K-mode. Nope. Pick up ladder. Probably messed that up. We'll find out though. Get us a few of them. Put the wall away. And I didn't mess the K mode up. Go ahead and try that again. When you're building this, you might have to pick this stuff up if you don't space it out correctly. But if you don't want all this stuff in here, I mean, you don't have to have it. Is it necessary? No. Is it excessive? Yeah, probably. Do I want it all in here? Yep. So make sure our grinder's not sticking out of the wall. Place one down, go over here, butt it up against this one, place that grinder down, and then we are going to place one in the middle. Let's move this in the middle as we can get it. Right there, like so. Go ahead and back this vault up against the wall. There's that vault. And now we're going to put our dead storage over here. Should still be in range to reach the grinder from your dead storage. And if you didn't want to have this here, you can put dead storage here. It's whatever you want to do. But if you're on Gen 2, and if you're building a crafting like this, you should have tech pants anyway, so you should be able to slot cap yourself and move back and forth. La da da da, where's my dead storage? There it is. Let's go into K mode again and place our dead storage down. Is this going to be an excessive amount of dead storage? Yes. Darn skippy it is. We don't build a crafting room like this and not go above and beyond. Go big or go home, you know what I mean? Let's come over here on this side. And again, do you need this much dead storage? No. If you don't want this much dead storage, don't put it in. I'm putting it in because it's extra space. and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just, you know, figured why not build dead storage and put it in here. Who doesn't need 9 dead storage full of wood, right? Come on, guys. Everybody needs 9 dead storage full of wood. You can put more dead storage over here if you wanted to put our plants down here, mannequins down here, wall paintings, whatever suits your fancy. On this side over here, this is where we're going to have the cookers, the grills, like I said, and the refrigerators on the wall for our food. Kibble eggs, kibble our soups and stuff, our superfood, and all the meats and all that fancy stuff. Let's go ahead and get started by placing our grills in. Probably need to craft some. I don't think I have in my inventory.
As an honorary Australian, I have some expertise with these.
That is interesting. I didn't know Agent LA would tell you that. Today on New Things Agent LA says. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they programmed her with that. We're going to have one over here. We'll probably fit 2 of them in here if you guys want to. We'll go ahead and throw 2 in here. We have so much space, why not? Ooh. This will be even better. Like I said, guys, you change this however you want. Whatever suits your tribe's needs. I am actually going to put, let's find some pipe. I'm going to put some industrial cookers in here. And then put a grill in the middle of them. Because I think that sounds cool. I think that's actually how I have it done on my Gen 2 server. Put away the wall. Now this is the tricky part. Trying to get these to line up. So if you place it like this, and we might have to get rid of that wall there so we can place this out. Or you can place it forward like this. Let's see how this looks though. What buttons cooker on? 10. Yep, over too far. Pick up pipe. Pipe's on 6. So pipe was there. Let's move it. Let's make it even with the foundation. 10 key. Still not over far enough. Pick up. Let's move it right there. There we go. Perfect. Now, if you wanted your pressure cooker facing the other direction, you could do that. You would just have to turn the pipe or pull the pipe out this way so it wasn't sticking out of the wall. And if you don't want it sticking out of the wall, you can put it on this side as well. But that is how you place your pressure cookers down. So let's place the next one. And again, all of this, most of this stuff in here is excessive. Do you need this much stuff? No. You definitely do not. Like I said, most of this is just excessive. I know when I'm cooking prime meat, I don't want to wait for my one industrial grill to craft it. So I have a whole bunch of them in my base, so I don't have to wait. I can get a whole bunch done at one time. Let's see if we can move this over anymore. But again, it's all based on your preference. If you feel like this is excessive and you don't need this much, don't put this much stuff in there. But I like having a lot of crap in my base. I think it makes it look more interesting, more homey. Let's put that in there. Put another cooker down. No. Let's see if I can place that there. That one's further forward. Don't get rid of the wall. Get rid of the pipe. Dang it. There we go. That looks better. Make sure they have about the same gap in between them. And now we are going to put more industrial grills between them. Make sure they're not sticking out of the wall. We're going to see if we can put... Nope, it won't let us. So, we're going to space these out a little bit more. And if you want, you can put dead storage in between these. So you have gasoline down here, and you have fiber for your grills for making veggie cakes and stuff like that. Having a supply of sap down here as well, so you don't have to go over to the crafting area. So we'll just go ahead and throw that in here. And instead of having all the refrigerators over here on this side, if you wanted preserving bins in there, you could put them in there. I'm going to put my preserving bins in the middle area though, because I want all of this to be refrigerators. So let's grab our refrigerators, put that on our action bar. I'm going to go into K mode, and I'm going to place all these refrigerators, and I will be back with you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so we are back. So I placed my refrigerators in. Whole bunch of refrigerators. Do you need this many? No, but like I said, I think it looks good. I think it looks cool. There's a lot of different things that you can put in these refrigerators, like I said. Extensive egg collections, meat for events, kibble for taming stuff, all kinds of stuff. Eggs from your breeders, whatever suits your fancy. Went ahead and threw a few preserving bins over here because I'm going to put cryo fridges in the middle because I think that sounds like fun. So let's go ahead and get started on the middle bit here. So on the base that I have on my Gen 2 server, the official Gen 2 server, I have refrigerators along both sides. The intention for those refrigerators was to use them for breeder eggs. And I had incubators here and here, and I think there was one here in the middle. And I had my tech generator on the other side. This design, however, I will not be doing that. In this design, I am going to get rid of this wall. And we are going to put... where's my walls at? There's my walls. We're going to put walls up here. We will leave this open for a door. And we're going to be putting fabricators on and chem benches, one on the left, one on the right, whichever way you want to do it, it's up to you. And the smithies will be back here in the back. So for this, if you want to have your fabricators or chem benches facing a different direction, just get rid of the wall there, put out foundation support, ceiling out a little bit, and just turn around and just place them facing the other direction, if that is what you want to do. Where's my fabricators at? It's a good thing they are a snake, or I'd been bit. So we're going to place these. When I was trying this earlier, I kept having, as you can see, the K mode seems like it's walking back to the left a bit, which is weird. I don't think it did that before. I don't know if anybody else is having problems with that. If you are, let me know down in the comments. But you place as many of these down as you want. I'll probably stop right here. Once you get those placed, then you can place your chem benches. And again, keep an eye out, make sure your K mode does not mess up. And you place these down all weird, because like I said, it's pulling to the left a little bit. So if you do it too much, you'll notice that these start pulling away from the wall. Oh crap, I didn't put it on my action bar. And again, do you need this many chem benches? No, but this is a crafting room. In my last crafting room video, I was told that it was a weak sauce crafting room and that somebody couldn't use it to craft a lot of stuff. And that's true. That video was not made for massive amounts of crafting. It could get the job done for a single player, but if you were going to craft large amounts of stuff like gunpowder, cementing paste, org poly, you would need to ramp up the amount of stuff that you have in your base. That being the case, if you wanted to fill the rest of this up with fabricators and chem benches, you could all the way back. If that's what you needed, I'm going to go ahead and stop right about here and put some smithies in. Do I need them? No. But I want them, so I'm going to put them in. Let's spawn some of these bad boys in. Apparently I already had some. And these are going to be facing opposite directions. If you wanted these facing the same direction, you could not put one side of this down, whether it be the refrigerators over there or the vaults on this side. That way you can place them all the same direction. But I'm not too worried about that. Oh, excuse me, sorry for the yawn. Like I said, I'm not too worried about that though. I do not like how far away these things have to be placed from each other to put them down. Actually, let's pick these up. New idea. Oops. Good thing I don't have any dinos. I just J-whistled everything. Let's place these like this. I think the other way looks trashy. See, and that's just something you gotta do. You just gotta change your design as you're going along. If you don't like the way something looks, scrap it and start all over again. Just make sure you have an exomech would do that, because doing that with these building materials would be very expensive. Anyways, back here I'm going to put cryo fridges. So let's get some cryo fridges. If you wanted to, you could also put tech crop plots back here and have your plant R seeds. Let's go ahead and throw some of those down. Why not?
Crop plot to garden all over the ship.
Oh,
Seems like you could use one to raise harvestable plants just about anywhere.
hush it, HMLA. So let's put our crops on. That's not a crop. The cool thing about these bad boys is you don't need sunlight. And these do stack. I have a video on how to stack these if you're interested in knowing how to stack these crop plots. Like I said, I do have a video on it. But we're going to place these guys down here. And that right there is enough for all of the R seeds plus one extra. Right? Yeah, there's 5 R seeds. All of the R seeds plus an extra plot, so 2 R1 seeds or whatever suits your fancy. You could have the 4 crops down here plus stem and narco, whatever you wanted. Let's go ahead and throw our... And for those of you that make it this far in the video, let me know from this video, if you watched my last crafting room video, if I still sound like the Bob Ross of ARK. I got that comment and that was typed in Bob Ross for Crowbot. I got that comment. The Bob Ross of ARK. Definitely not a bad thing to be called. Definitely not what I wanted to be called or referred to. Let's change the day setting here. And like I said, if you don't want this stuff down here, these cryo fridges and stuff, put whatever you want down here. If you want more dead storage down here, do it. You know, change it change it however you need. This is just a template. If you want it to be something different, make it something different. Do I have a generator? I do not have a generator. Since we are building out of tech, I'm going to throw down a tech generator. Let's power this bad boy. And for those of you that don't know, if you have your generator radius set to 1, it will take about 36 to 38 element, and you'll be able to power that radius, that 1 times radius, for a month. That's all it takes. Super cheap. Barely an inconvenience. But since we're in creative mode, we're going to max this bad boy out to 10 because it doesn't matter. Actually, I'll go ahead and show you the radius that you have to power the whole base. It's probably about 4. If I was betting man, I would say that's what it is. Let me know in the comments what you think the radius is. Before you go ahead and pause right here, just see if you're right. Because nothing else above us is going to require power, so all we need is this stuff down here. So let me know. The lower your radius, the less element you'll consume. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. If you have the element, like you're on Gen 2 or Extinction, you have the element that you can afford to crank this puppy up to times 10, you know, that's what you want to do it. But now we have to, yep, the fridges are powered. My vaults are powered. As you can tell, it says they're powered. But yeah, so that foundation, that generator, 3C on the 4th foundation away from that wall, 4th ceiling. That's where I placed the generator. The generator range is on 4.4. So those of you who guessed 4.4 in the comments, you did a good job. So next we are going to be placing our ceilings down for the upstairs. I will go ahead and place those down in just a minute. I want to show you something real quick. Just like in my last video, if you're building this crafting room out of metal ceilings, please pay attention to the way your ceilings are facing. As you can see, the bars underneath the metal ceilings are going left to right, but right here they are going front to back. So if you have them placed, where's it at? If you place them and you don't pay attention to the direction they're facing, you could end up with your ceilings looking like this. And that doesn't bother some people, but it aggravates the crap out of me. So every time I build with metal, I have to pay very close attention to that, because I don't want a checkerboard pattern in my base. Just a little tidbit there, if you guys didn't know that. Anyways, I'm going to be using tech ceilings, so I will be back in a minute when I'm done placing all of these down. Alright guys, we're back. So I placed the ceilings down. The hole I left there in the middle is for your dead storage. If you haven't seen the video I posted earlier this week on how to put dead storage in the floor of your base, check the description below. I will put a link to that video in there. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that part because placing dead storage is, well, can be annoying and painful. Quick note though, if you don't need this much dead storage, you don't have to put it in there. I'm going to have the main resources, which should only take up 48 dead storage, 48 to 52, something like that. The rest of the dead storage in the back is going to be resource overflow. Like on Gen 2, when it's crystal out in space, you can gather crap tons of crystal. Just slot cap your dead storage in probably 10-15 minutes, depending on what the rates are on your server. So I'm going to have resource overflow in the back, but we'll be back in a minute after I get all that placed. Alright guys, we are back. I went ahead and placed the rest of the dead storage in the floor, and I put a perimeter wall up around the crafting area. If you're building this out in the open in your base, you do not need this perimeter wall. Use railings or whatever suits your fancy, or don't have anything there at all. Like I said, whatever you want. Let's go ahead and take a look underneath though. We'll see what this looks like as we do a little walkthrough. So this is the left side. As I told you, I was putting vaults in here. Got a door here to come in from this side. If you're not going to have this in your base out in the open, you can seal this up. We have our industrial grinders down here. We have 3 of them. 4 vaults on this wall. We have 18 dead storage for flint, or for stone. Flint or stone, wood, and soap. Do you need that many? No. Like I said though, I have them here anyways. Alternatively, you could replace these and stick them in the middle and have preserving bins, or what's the other thing called? Tech crop plots here. In this middle here we have cryo fridges, tech crop plots. You could have more tech crop plots here in the middle if you wanted to. Additionally, you could stack these tech crop plots up if you wanted to. If you guys didn't know, with tech crop plots you do not have to have the greenhouse effect for them to grow stuff. They do not have to be in the greenhouse. They do not have to have sunlight. You still have to have them irrigated, but they do not have to have sunlight to grow. They will not get greenhouse effectiveness, but if you're putting plant R seeds in these, it does not matter. Just remember, if you're putting plant R seeds in them, make sure not to stack them up too high, because you still want to be able to walk on top of them so you can cut the destroy the plant with a chainsaw or something like that. Whatever suits your fancy on that one. We have our smithies, our chem benches, our fabricators, and above we have our dead storage. So with the dead storage being in the floor, you're able to access and pull what you need to craft the resources down here in these chem benches and fabricators, which is super useful. Being on Gen 2, you're able to tech run. Otherwise, on any other server, you would have to have, well, tech run for free. Otherwise, you would have to have powered tech pants to run unencumbered to fill up your chem benches and fabricators. If you are using them instead of replicators though, just remember the chem benches do have to be powered with gasoline, and the fabricators just need gasoline. But I'm sure you guys already knew that. Over here on the right side of our project, we have our industrial cookers, industrial grills, some dead storage for fuel, fiber, and sap. Gotta have resources in here to make veggie cakes. You could probably, yeah, you can put dead storage in between these cookers as well if you wanted to. On this wall we have refrigerators for all the things that you need to refrigerate. Preserving bins back here. But that is all of this floor. Let's go ahead and put some foundations down. Place the vaults right there. And I'm going to go ahead and make this 5 wide instead of the 3 wide that I have up here. So let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. We'll go ahead and put our staircase down. That way we can walk up here. Kind of necessary. Oops, messed up. Oop, problem resolved. If you wanted to have more room to walk underneath here, just put a ceiling out on top. And actually, I'll show you on this one right here. Get rid of that. Actually, I'll just pick this up. You wanted to put a ceiling out there, and then put your stairs down. Where are my stairs at? There they are. Put your stairs down. That way you have more room to walk underneath here. Not necessary. Just like I said, that's your preference. That's what you want to do. Do it. Change this build however you need to. Like I said, this is just a guide. Just to give you some ideas. So, actually what we're going to do first is on this back wall right here, we are going to put, or on this back part, we are going to put a teleporter. You don't have to have your teleporter here if you don't want to. And this is where it's going to differ from my build on official. I do, however, like this design better. You just have to be careful whenever you teleport in, otherwise you might get stuck. So, back up as far away from the wall as you can. We're going to place there. Go back out of K mode. Let's go back into K mode. When you're placing your replicator, be careful how far you scroll down. Sometimes it won't let you place the replicator if you're scrolled too far down. Just a friendly little tip there for you. Get our replicator on our bar. Back up. Now, if you're building this enclosed, make sure you don't have your replicator sticking through your wall. I don't know about you, but I think that looks kind of tacky. We have all this space up here, we might as well use it, right? No point in having it sticking out of the wall. But if you have this with railings on the back, then it won't hurt you that much. You're going to want your replicators overlapping, otherwise you will not be able to place this last replicator because it'll be too close to the teleporter. Alternatively, if you did not want to have replicators up here and you wanted to have exomechs, you could also do that and the exomechs would take up less space. But the exomech has a weight limit of 20,000 pounds, so if you're going to be crafting lots of stuff that requires lots of metal, the exomech probably wouldn't be as good. So I'd probably have replicators, or just a couple replicators, and the rest exomechs. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you with the whatever those things are, replicators. Yeah, see right there? I'm too close. I looked down too far. So let's go back out of K mode. Keep hitting inventory. Look down just a smidge. Pick that up. Okay, cool. Get out of the wall. And if you're having trouble figuring out where you need to be, you can check the feet of the base of the replicator on the other side just to make sure that you're sort of quasi lined up. Try to get them as even as possible if you can. So it's barely overlapping those two ceilings, and it's the same on that side. So I am going to call that good. And that one looks like it's setting on the line. So about right there. And that one, bring it over just a hair more. Just like that. So we have our 6 replicators. The reason why we're putting 6 replicators up here, I don't know if you all do this or not, but for me, crafting tech structures takes forever. So, to maximize the amount of stuff that I can craft at a time, I have 6 replicators. I fill them all up with the resources that I want to, that I'll need to craft my items. And it also helps when you're using org poly. That way your org polymer doesn't spoil because you're trying to craft everything inside one replicator. That's why we're going with 6. You could also move the teleporter somewhere else and fill this whole platform up with replicators if you wanted to. Now we are going to put industrial forges up here. So this is the part that I was saying you're going to have to be careful whenever you teleport in. Because if you're on the edges of your teleporter when you teleport in here, you are going to get stuck. But we're going to place our industrial forges down here, making sure to line them up. Let's go over here on the other side. Pick that bad boy up. What was that? I think I had that on 10. Back this up. Now keep an eye on the back of your industrial forge. Make sure it's not sticking out of the wall. Move this bad boy over. Over one more time. There we go. We have 6 industrial forges. I do have ore on me. Sweetness. So let me show you this little trick. Where's the ore at? Put it in here. We're going to fill our dead storage. I'm going to slot cap myself. Oh yeah, I'm in creative mode. I don't have to use my tech pants. Transfer all. Transfer all. Give me that back. So, we have stuff in these. If I popcorn this out, it's going to go all over the place. It's going to look messy. It's going to look horrible. But, let's grab some more. Go over here on this side. Transfer all. Transfer it inside this. Give me those back. Thank you. On this side, we are going to put ceilings down first before we start doing that. These ceilings will stop the resources from going all crazy sauce like they did over here. So jump up on top of here, and now spam all the stuff out. As you can see, it's trying to pop out, but it's getting stuck on that ceiling. And then you have all your stuff down here. Just crouch and get it. Use a whip. Because if you crouch underneath here and you're overweight, you won't be able to get out. So make sure you use a whip. If the teleporter wasn't in the way, you could just walk underneath it. But I will go ahead and popcorn some more of this out. Leave creative mode. That way you guys can see that this works. I'm going to spawn a whip in first. And let me put on my tech gear. Tech pants. Let's leave creative mode. I am super fat. Where's my whip at? Boom. Just like that. Super simple, super easy. Let's go back into creative mode. Anyways, guys, that is the crafting room. Nope, no it's not. Don't forget to add your ceilings on that side. If you wanted to add dead storage up here so you can transfer into these forges more conveniently, you could do that. If you're going to have this in an open area where other people can get into it, have 2 dead storage, because your dead storage will decay. After 12 hours it can be demolished if it's not snapped to another dead storage. Just fair warning. Keep that in mind. Anyways, that is all for the new and updated crafting room video. Let me know what you guys think. If you liked this build more than the other crafting room build that I have up, please let me know down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.